Kylie Bertucci, Stamping Up Demonstrator in Australia. And I see lots of you jumping on. Welcome, so lovely to have you all here. Sherry, I'll make sure that we have our Facebook comments coming through at the same time as well. Karen and Judy and Diane, Jean. I saw Paper Dreamer. You'll have to tell me what your name is. But she said it's the first time catching Kylie live in a while. Welcome. Nice to have you all. And over on Facebook, we've got Deborah and Ellen. Oh, it's so nice to see where you're all from, all around the world. Krista. Oh, Vicky's here as well. Oh, we can guess where. Is it Anna might be? Ira from Aloha. Oh, well, hello there. Aina. Hopefully I've said that right. Aina. Well, lovely to see you all. I'm about to pour my beveragino. Have you got your beveragino for today? It's raining a lot here too, Vicky. We've got a lot of rain. Our trees will be happy, but I hope no one gets flooded in and that everyone's safe and okay. We're thinking of you all around the world. Big hugs to all of those that have gone through Hurricane Ian. We were watching that, and even some of our friends, like family members, went through Hurricane Fiona. So there's just so much going on around the world at the moment. Big hugs to all of you. We need some reprieve from the crazy, right? We need some crafting to take our cares away. So let me just grab my beveragino. You're going to hear it in the background roaring, but I can't craft without my coffee. I thought I'd have it all done for you. Oh no, we don't want to press that yet. I haven't even got a pot in there yet. I have to undo my sleeve. I was like, yeah, I'll just put my furtado in there. And I'm like, oh, there is none open. Yes, crazy weather everywhere. Hi there. Hi, everyone. Okay, coffee is go. Systems are go. Now, I don't know if you heard the news, but Stampin' Up! Have a joining special, everyone. We love a joining special. And big welcome to, I think Kelly joined our team this week. She took advantage of the joining special. Clever woman. So let me show you what you get in the joining special. Wow, that's really bright. I need to turn that down a little bit. Blinded by the light. So I'll have a look here and make sure that I've got my display showing. And we can go over. So I think the best thing to do would actually to go to kyliebertucci.com. So if you live in Australia, you're looking at getting a bargain, this is your deal. This is the deal for you. And if you haven't been part of the Crazy Crafters before, you have to come and join the fun. Come and see what all the fun's about. So I'll show you my blog. This is kyliebertucci.com. And you can do one of two things. You can click on this and join and go for a shop. Or you can click on join our team. And when you click on join our team, it will take you, hopefully it's all connected okay. Yes, it is. I love it when it's all connected. So we'll just go there, craftykylie.com. Yes, I think I remember that password. Don't you hate it when it asks for passwords? Oh, just leave me alone, ready. Oh, I don't know if that's right. Okay, one more try. Oh, I'm seriously I used to make fun of Bruno's mum, and yeah. Now it's me, but I did get there second time, but I need a book. A book of passwords. So what will happen is you'll come here. If you've already shopped with us, that pop-up will happen. So you'll need to log in and you'll need to know your password. It's whatever password you use when you go shopping with Stampin' Up, when you come shopping with us. And you can basically see me and you'll know that you're shopping with me. If you don't want to join with us, why wouldn't you? But, just in case, you can clear the demonstrator and put in the demonstrator that you're meant to have. Okay? Then you click on the continue, that nice pink button at the bottom there. I think it's a polished pink button. Now, at the moment, it's saying that you get to select $283 worth of product. Normally, it's $235. So there's an extra $50 in there. Now you normally get $66 because you're only paying $169, but you're getting to choose $283 worth of product. So who can do the math for me? I'm so bad at math, especially this time of the morning. Let's go. 30 takes you to 200. Then there's 83. What's 30 plus 80, everyone? Is that 110? Plus the little 4 left over. Is that 114? Is my math correct? Have I actually done something right at this time of the morning? I would be shocked. But I think that's right. I think it's $114. Is that correct, everyone? Oh, that's amazing if it is. Well, basically I should go 66 plus 50. I think it's even more. No, that would be right. So isn't that exciting? Basically, you get a lot of free stuff. Don't quote me at all. You get $169 minus $283 for free. Or the other way around. Don't ask me about math. But anyway, you can pick whatever you want. That's the cool bit. A lot of people think that because it says starter kit that you get given products, but you don't. You don't get given. All you get given is all these cool catalogs and things like that. But you can pick anything you want. So let's come over here. I'm like literally for real. Oh, now, I'm glad this popped up first off. So it says here that the brand new Fitting Florets collection, which is only available to demonstrators, you can actually put it into your starter kit. Get out. Yeah, you can get it early. You don't have to wait till November. However, it says here currently unavailable. Now, all that's unavailable are these beautiful swirly gold adhesive backed swirls. See how it says there, currently unavailable. So, a hot tip from us, there is nothing in the suite that is discounted except for the bundle, right? So you can just add everything else to your kit. So you can add the frame florets stamp set or get them in the bundle and get the ovals. And then you can get the paper, which is pretty much, that is the kit. That's the suite. The only thing that you'll just leave off is the swirls. And then you can add that to your kit. Isn't that exciting? So let's just quick shop these. Let's go, yeah, I'm going to add that. I'm going to do a quick shop and add that beautiful paper. What else do I want? I know I definitely want this bundle. Oh my goodness, it's so pretty. So what we can see here is that you still have $125.75 remaining. So you can still go shopping. Isn't that amazing? So you could buy a kit. You can buy anything that's current. Oh, if you haven't got some enamel dots, definitely get some of those. I highly recommend them. What else can we go shopping for? Do we want some paper? Do we want to loveitchopit? That apple harvest stamp set is actually really pretty. If you haven't got that, you need that in your life. And then we've got $56. Let's get this gingham paper. Oh my goodness, it's so gorgeous. You can colour the black and white. So we only have $3.75 left, which is pretty good. And then we can view the kit. And you can see here all the things that we have added. We have like $279 worth of product in here. All we're going to pay is $169 in Australia. Plus free postage. Yes. So I highly recommend, if you have some items that you're wishing to get, particularly this Fitting Florets new suite of products, because it's just absolutely gorgeous. And I know you're going to get that. Like, hello, we all know you're going to want this paper. So you don't have to wait then. You can get it now, add it to your starter kit and get it at a discount and get lots of other freebies too. And it's a win-win because we do lots of cool things as a team and we would love to have you on our Crazy Crafters team because it's a really fun team. So you're joining? You're going to join us? Come and join us. I'll put up the link for joining. Oh, Bruno's here. Hi, Bruno. You can join our Crazy Crafters team today. And the link's in the below too as well, or above if you're in Facebook. Actually, on Facebook, I'm still unsure about links. So If you need all the links, just message me. If you need anything, if you're like, I wanted to join, but I couldn't find the link, just contact us or go to kyliebertucci.com because the link is there. But we would love to have you on our team because, yeah, why not? It's fun. But if you live in other countries, no, you can't join, Bruno. You're my supporting demonstrator. You're not allowed to join. Supporting demonstrators from the same household. No, you're not allowed. Yeah, so if you're in a... yes, my new microphone's plugged in. Can you tell? The USB lightning is all attached. Do I sound okay? Testing, mic. Testing. Do I sound like a podcaster, everyone? Yes, welcome to Kylie's podcast today. So yes, hopefully you can join us. But if you live in another country, then why not join with a demonstrator in another country? If you need help finding a demonstrator, we know lots of really cool demonstrators for you to choose from. So just message us and go, do you have a list of people I should join with? Because we have a training program and there's a lot of people in that training program that are just waiting to serve you. They are like, all I want is a team member that I can cherish and look after and support. Oh, thank you. I could be Kim K. Just a little bit more, I just behave myself a bit more. Okay, well, I'll sign Matthew up. Really? You could even hear the coffee machine. Wow. I love it. No, I haven't actually started creating yet, Judy. So you've just missed my little intro about why it's so good to join the Crazy Crafters team. That would be good. Oh, thank you, everyone. So glad you're enjoying the new microphone. And I've got a new front-facing camera, everyone. I got the new phone. Welcome, iPhone number. I have no idea what number you are. 14? Is it 14? Don't know. Just get it. It's the only thing I love in my life is technology. As soon as it's new, yes, please. I'll have it. Stat. So this is what we're doing today, peeps. Isn't that beautiful? Should we do this exact card? Because it is beautiful. I know, it's very random, isn't it? I tried to tap the autofocus. I'm like, no, I'm going to use the front facing so that you can see, Bruno, just what it looks like. I tried to fix it, but it does not want to fix. Maybe technical support can come in here and have a play. Yay, Kenzie. So yes, let's have a play of this one because it was actually very easy to do and it's a gorgeous stamp set. This is from I actually said it was from the Hello Autumn Suite. No, it's the Hello Autumn Bundle. So yes, we're going to play with that. But you know what? I think this technique would look good with a few different stamp sets. So last night I pulled out a few little ideas that I had. Maybe we can have a look and see what we'd like to see. Hello, technical support. Welcome to the craft room. So have some fun popping.
Maybe you can't because that's the button.
Oh, maybe if we do that. There you go. You can try it then.
There.
Ooh, do you think it worked? Do I look clearer?
It's clear. It just goes, it like focuses on this.
Ah, yes.
Hi everyone.
Hi Bruno Bertucci. Good morning. Poor little Bella. She's not well at the moment. I'm keeping her under observation because she's not eating and she's got a bit of a sore tummy. Things are not staying down, which is never a good sign for a dog. So we're keeping a very close eye on her today. Bruno had her wrapped up inside his jacket this morning. She's like, yeah, she loves it. She loves being cuddled. So here's number one. I'm really vibing this one. I must say, I think this would look, and this is like a really hot thing right now, is tie-dye. Brene was just watching a TikTok video about tie-dyeing literally just a couple of days ago. And I thought, maybe we should do a tie-dye, because this would be a really good teenage card. I think it's like, yes, it has come back around, people. It left and it's returned. So you're like your young people that you just don't know what sort of card to give them. Yeah, it's cool again. Like, really? What? Didn't Hypercolor go? No, it's back. This one here I thought might be a nice one too. You could really play around with this and turn it into something completely different. Like, it's called Rays of Light, but that kind of, it makes us think the only thing we can do with this is make it rays of light. No, that's not the truth. We could make it quite geometric and bold and cover this sort of sun with a sentiment or something like that, which would change it up completely, right? It would just look like a geometric, cool design. The other thing that I thought would be really interesting with this technique is this one here. Amazing Silhouettes. It's not a stamp set that I have gravitated to. Just if my tie-dye pants are in. It's not a stamp I have gravitated to, but I think that it would be quite interesting with the Joseph's Coat technique. So, and then the last one that I thought, there's still plenty of others, of course. In fact, there's one other one that I've got here on the side. But this dry brush background stamp, I think that would be quite interesting as a background. Quite interesting. So anyway, there's some thoughts for you. And hopefully that gets some creative juices flowing. So maybe you might want to stamp along with me if you've got one of these. But whatever you choose, make sure that it's something that's quite bold. Like you don't want just an outline type stamp. You want to stamp, this is another one that I grabbed. I played with it last night. You want a stamp that's quite solid, I should say, not bold, solid. A solid stamp. And that will make the best impact when you're stamping. So let's do tie-dye. Yeah, I'm feeling tie-dye. But first, let's have a sip of coffee and look at all your comments. What would you like me to try, Jessie? My comments are a little bit behind. You want me to try tie-dye? Yeah, I think I should. Oh, good. Judy's got all of those, but I haven't used them much. I'm the same. I was pulling them out last night. I'm like, I haven't used a lot of these, and they need love. All they need is love. Should have kept my flared jeans from the 90s. Yes, absolutely. They're back. Oh my goodness, this coffee is so good. Coffee is life. Okay, let's jump in. Let's jump in and have a little look-ski at doing our own tie-dye. Oh, exciting. Are you excited? I'm a bit excited here. So let's bring this little light over here. I don't want it too bright though. These are the Bain Maries of my existence. Is getting all the lighting and the camera work right. I'm just going to give my camera a little bit of a wipe. I just feel like it needs a little bit of a clean. Oh my goodness, it's 100 million times better. I think that's good. Anyway, we won't be using this forever, so I think the best thing to do with this, like we're wanting to get that spiral pattern. So when we're doing our sponging, we can sort of go into a circular motion, which will be quite fun to do actually. And I've got a piece of basic white here, and I think I'll do it pretty much right to the edge, because then we can cut down. So this one's like if you have our card template layers, this is the Cajun Craze size that I've done the sizing. So whatever size that is in your country, Cage and Craze. And this is a great time to pull out your mini grid paper because it gets a little bit messy, because we're going to be using our brushes, our amazing Stampin' Up! Blending brushes for this technique. Now, how many of you have done this technique before? Are you aware of this Joseph's coat technique? It's an old one. It's been around for quite a while. But if you're new to stamping, it might be one that you haven't tried yet. Because I know when I first started stamping, I was like, what? There's techniques that I don't know about. I'm going for Jessie's favourite colour, Rich Razzleberry. She is such a purple girl. Now, it would be good if these were a little bit smaller, but that's okay. Hopefully one day we will see them. So I just think, look, don't be too afraid, because a lot of this is going to be covered up. And I think what I'm going to do is cover it up with the Orchid Oasis, because it actually is quite a strong colour, which is what I've used here. I've covered the whole top of it with Orchid Oasis. But what we're doing, just to give you an overview of this technique, and I'll show you using this one here. So basically what we're doing is we're sponging the background, then we're going to clear emboss, right? So that's protecting the part that you've sponged underneath. And then we're covering it with a layer of a dark colour. It can be any dark colour, Night of Navy, you know, basic black, any of that sort of thing. But that is the Joseph's coat technique. So it's almost like whatever you've sponged underneath is what's coming through. Because when we have a dark background, it's really hard to add colour to it unless we, you know, die cut every single one of these and put them down. So it's a really great technique if you're wanting a dark background but colour on that dark background. So I've got no rhyme nor reason to this. I'm just going to go like this. And we're going to layer all sorts of different colours on here. We definitely want some of the Tahitian Tide, because I don't get to use this beautiful blue too often. And I think it's just a gorgeous new addition, and it'll be great with this type of card because it's quite bright and vibrant. And very lightly, because Tahitian's quite dark. And it's okay if it doesn't smush in perfectly. Like, see the lines that it's got there? Some of mine had lines too. But if you can't handle that, well, you can't handle the truth. No, if you can't handle that, then just sponge off a little bit first on the side. And then I think the last colour I'd like to bring in, and I didn't actually bring it over here, but I think a nice yellow. I always think of pink, purple and yellow when I think of tie-dye. So I think maybe should we go a crushed curry? Or we could go maybe a daffodil delight, you know. I think it needs to be a brighter colour. Now I'll just do this autofocus. Oh yeah, it's done that on there too. So do I have a brush? I think I feel like I need more brushes. Even though I've got sort of the primary colours, I would like to actually collect the whole set. Now, we haven't got a whole heap of room here, but that's okay. We're just going to sort of go in between here. And I love what it does here. It's adding that colour, but it's also changing it to almost like a green as well. And we'll also add it on the outside as well. So as you can see, it's not the most attractive look when you first do this technique. The first time I did this, I'm like, oh, this is going to look so ugly. I was very unkind to myself. Don't talk to yourself like that, people. Be kind to yourself. But I do just want to bring in a little bit more Rich Razzleberry because it's such a beautiful colour. I feel like it's a little bit too soft here. I like the idea of swirling. I've looked at a few tie-dye shirts last night. In fact, I'll show you the one that inspired me. I've done completely different colours to the one that inspired me. But I looked at it and I thought a lot of them have that like spiral look to it. Yeah, you can use a dauber, that's true. Yeah, dauber would be good. I feel like the daubers have a little bit more... Ah, Bruno agreed. It's like he heard me through the door or something. I'm like, yes, it needs more darker. It's like we're in sync with one another. I'm going to even go darker. Because it does look a little bit pinky, which I don't mind. But I do want a nice purple colour. Bruno's literally going back to the 90s right now. I saw all his hypercolour and tie-dyed outfits in his cupboard at Mum and Dad's house. It does feel darker today. I think it's because the rain outside. It's very dark in here today. Okay, so I'll just try and lift this a bit more so that you can maybe see more light. Oh, that looks a bit better. I do have a different camera facing down and a different camera facing forward, so it probably does change things a little bit. But we like to change things, don't we? Okay, now, even though I've done the ink, I'm still going to use my embossing buddy because I do really want this to sit where it needs to sit. And you might get a bit of colour transfer. It's not going to hurt your embossing buddy. The reason why I like to bash it down like this is so that more powder comes out. Because you really want that powder to come out and cover your project so that you take away any static, and that way all it's going to stamp is what you want it to stamp. Yeah, it's really simple, isn't it? Like, that didn't take any time at all, did it? Very quick and easy, but a bit of fun to do a bit of a spiral, and then we can test it out. And you could do all sorts of different things where you do like, you know, just strokes even. It would be yeah, it will give a different look depending on what pattern you create. Now we're using this is a rubber stamp, so we can remove this. This little insert here is mainly for polymer. Well, it is for just polymer. And what I like to do is you can bring over your grid paper, which is actually what this paper is designed for, is for our Stamper Artist tool, but I use it all the time. And if you have, I actually find you can use the magnetic strips, but I find using this post-it note tape a lot better for me personally. And because I'm going like right to the edge, I don't really want to go on the edge of glory. So I'm just going to do a little like surgery here and just flip them over. You could do it a little bit longer probably, but just so that I can keep this in place. It's not going to move on me, but I'm not covering any of that area because I want to stamp on it. And then usually what I do is I just get my stamp and make sure it's covering every bit of it, and then bring my lid over and pick that up. And that's the best way. Now, if you don't already have one, we got given this as a gift from Yellow Gnome, but she created this, and you can get some of this foam. Not sure what they call this foam, but someone did actually send us one where you put it on just a clear block, the Stampin' Up block, which I thought was really clever. Just some felt that you stick down, and it just really gives you a lot more, like I always felt like I wasn't pushing and it wasn't even, but we highly recommend. I hope Stampin' Up brings out something of their own, because I tell you what, we would all buy it. Maybe I need to sandbox that today. Did a bit of sandboxing this week of things that I want. tell me what you want, what you really, really want. I did tell Stampin' Up what I want because they're listening. Did you all see the World Card Making Day event, by the way? They did such a good job. It's just what we've been asking for. So I've got to make sure I promote it because they did so well. Really, really proud of them. But if you missed our online stamping retreat, which is a bit of a stepped up version of that one, I think they aimed that one at more of the beginner stamper, which is brilliant. I think that that's the way to go. We need to help our new stampers to learn how to stamp, and that's definitely the event to start with. I'll give you the link actually, I'll pop it up so you can go and look at the recording if you missed it. Because Melody did such a good job, and seeing Sarah and Shelley together, oh, they're so cute, those two. But yeah, if you missed our online stamping retreat, then that one's probably a little bit more stepped up. So if you want the recording, that's the online stamping retreat for Podia. You can go and purchase the recording there. And the World Card Making Day, I think Bruno might have a link for that one, because it was hidden in the demonstrator portal somewhere. Happening now. Current promotions. It's like, and World Card Making Day, I think I found it. Good. Join event. There's quite a little bit of clicking to get to where you need to get to. Video on demand. And there's your link. So let me get that for you. So definitely go over and have a look at that, because that one's free, World Card Making Day. And they did, and you get to see the those florets, the fitting florets that I was telling you about. They do a really, really good explanation of that. And I think that they really showcased those new products just so well. I was very proud of them. Just popping a little bit more just in case it dried while I was talking. Surprise, surprise, Kylie Bertucci's talking. What? I don't talk. Yes, I do. Underwater. So then we just push. So if you have one of these little clear, even if you have a clear block with felt on it, or just so it can slide over the top. I mean, I have used a clear block and it's been fine. Like, you can use this size, and I've just done that, but it just sort of grabs a bit and it sort of feels like it's, you know, scratching it a little bit, which you don't want. You don't want to scratch it. So having something felty is a good idea. That's the technical term, felty. Okay. Oh, it's looking good so far. You probably can't see where it's going to go, but yeah, I think this is going to be cool, people. I think we're onto something here. I think the tie-dye is going to rock, if I do say so myself. I'm just going to leave it in here, actually. We'll give this a bit of a wipe down while I'm at it before I close the lid and end up with more dirtiness all over the place. Use my chamois because it's the best cleaner in the world. It even takes off Versamark. I can't believe it. If you're a little bit worried that it hasn't sort of taken everything off, you can always spray it with your Stamp and Mist. I still have my Stamp and Mist here. It still has a purpose. And we'll pop that away. Because, yeah, it feels a little bit sticky still. So it might be worth, or even just grabbing some baby wipes. Just make sure that they're, well, baby wipes are usually really good because they're for babies' bottoms. If they're good enough for babies' bottoms, they're good enough for my stamp sets. Just takes off that stickiness and cleans it off a little bit more. It's just a tissue just to take off any of that excess liquid there. Good. Now we'll pop that away and we'll do our clear embossing in here. So I've just kept this stuck down on here, which will be fine because there's no sticky bits showing. And I might just still put some grid paper underneath because it is quite a large space and we could have some overflow happening. So we just do this, and I always like to start from the top with the powder. So I'm pretty sure this comes in the Basics collection, the clear. You get the black, the white and the clear. Yeah, I'm glad I've got the secondary one. You see that, everyone? This is where the magic happens. Oh yes. Can you see that sitting on there? I think that's going to look really, really good. Just by using that spiral pattern. So I'm just shaking off the excess a little bit. It really doesn't matter with this type of design if you've got sort of up here in the corner. I can see a few little dotty bits. But I think that's going to be okay. If you really, really can't cope, you can use the brush that comes with the embossing tray. So you can come in here and just sort of, you know, take it out a little bit. Or even what I find is good is using your take your pick tool, because it's quite a sharp little pointy bit. Just by scratching that surface there, it just releases the powder and comes away. Especially if it's in a like really tricky narrow spot, I find that that helps a lot too. So all of this powder can go back into our jar like so, and now we can heat emboss and see what this looks like. It's gonna look really cool, isn't it? I know, I was a bit excited when I saw it, Vicky. Yeah, I like that. Vicky said she always uses the mist when she puts away. And I'd say Vicky means just on the rubber stamps, because the polymer can't handle the mist. That's why they brought out the chamois, because polymer or the clear stamps don't go well with chemicals. So it's just water for the clear stamps, but the rubber stamps, they really do love a little bit of mist, stamp and mist. It conditions it. It's looking good, people. Okay, I think I've got all the parts that I need to. Oh, there was a little bit in there. This is one of those steps you really want to take your time, because if it's not all embossed properly, you will get a few little pockets of colour that gets covered. Okay, I'm really happy with that. I love that the Tahitian and the yellow sort of created that green, and yeah, it's really fun. Now this is where the cool stuff happens with this technique, and it's really not difficult to do. So we've put our colour down, which you saw was very quick to do. Then we've clear embossed, which you saw was not difficult to do. So don't overwhelm yourself thinking, I can't do this is too hard. No, just one step at a time. And we're going to come in with some of this beautiful Orchid Oasis. You could even use the Starry Sky. That is a beautiful one as well. Night of Navy, or even basic black. But I like the blues. So we're really going to ink this up, and you'll see here I don't even come off the side. I'm going straight on. You ready? This is where the cool magic happens. So we bring this on. Can you see what's happening here? We're really going to layer that, okay? And what happens is we're covering over all that sponging, but all it's going to reveal is what's underneath the clear emboss. So it sort of has this look as though, I don't know, it's just a really cool technique. It's one of those ones where you look and you go, how on earth did they get that colour on that card like that? Really layer it in. And like I said, this Orchid Oasis is surprisingly dark. What do we think, everyone? Are you impressed as I am? Charlotte has a shirt like this. Yay! Tie-dye is back, people, whether you like it or not. All the cool kids think it's cool. Okay. Now, the best thing to do right now, and you could use a baby wipe, but it might be a little bit too wet, is just come over the top and give that a good polish. Because as you're sponging, of course, it's going to sit on top of that clear emboss. And now it's revealing its true colour. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh my goodness. I know, it's blowing my mind too, Susan. Isn't that the best? So you saw how simple and easy that is to do that technique. And of course, sometimes we don't realize with this technique that you can actually line up particular colors that you want with particular stamps. So I have done this technique where I wanted the waves to be, a lighter color or a sunset. I think I had like a light beam coming out of the lighthouse, and so I just had one section up the top that was in yellow because I knew that that's where the lighthouse beam would go. So you can actually like curate exactly where you want the color to go, but I love this sort of technique where you don't know what it's going to end up like. And like tie-dye, you never know what you're going to get, so this would be the same. You never know what you're going to get each time you do this colour. I know, doesn't it look amazing? So pretty. So what are we going to layer this with? I really didn't think about the next step. This is about as far as I went. So how are we going to layer this? Well, I think it's a standalone. I don't want to cover this with much. I just want to have a simple sentiment that I can use, and I don't think any of these ones, all of the ones that I pulled out, have got any sentiments on it. Oh, that one does, but I'm not vibing it. So let's do some surgery on this. I'm going to cut it down because we've got a little bit of excess here. And I think what we'll do, we could frame it similar to this if we wanted to. So we've got a few options in terms of if we get our card templates. We could do a larger size. We could even cut it down into sections if we wanted to, like have strips. So I think for this one here, I did my usual, which I think is the Bermuda Bay layer and the Coastal Cabana. I love that combo. So it these two? Let's have a look. Yes, so do Coastal Cabana is the basic white layer, and the Bermuda Bay is that layer. So that's going to cut off a fair chunk of this card if we do that. So I'm feeling like we should do something a little bit bigger. Maybe like the Melon Mambo will look good, because then we can chop off the bottom and the top nicely. Even maybe the Flirty, and then we can have a Melon Mambo layer behind it. Yeah, I think the Flirty Flamingo fits better. See how it's sitting nicely. So just have a look at the card templates in your country, just to see what's going to fit in that frame nicely. That's what I love about these templates, is I can use it as a gauge. If you haven't got our card templates, they're in the links below. And we can go like this and get our, so I'm just going to cut it to the section that I want, and then I can do the other side. Perfect. And I want a little bit off both sides, because it's got a nice, like the centerpiece here, I want to sort of still stay centered. And these pieces here you could keep for inside the card. Yeah, that one's a bit bigger, but that's what we're left with. So gorgeous. Now we can really go all out with our colors here, because even though we've used rich raspberry, and that's what kind of happened with my previous card, is this is actually rich raspberry here, but I thought it just went so well with the polished pink. And surprisingly, this is Cajun Craze, but it looks more like a Calypso Coral, and this is shaded Spruce, and it looks more like Bermuda Bay, really. And then this was the Orchid Oasis, so I was like, oh, that's really dark, and I didn't really like this, but then that's where I thought, oh, well, how's our sentiment? That was actually Jessie's idea, or maybe Sarah said it, Jessie, either of you two. She said, I'll put your sentiment there. I was like, ah, genius, you two. Smarty pants. Sometimes mistakes, you can just cover them up. No one will know. See, none of you knew. So I'm vibing. I really love that Tahitian tide. I'd love to see what that looks like. We've got a bit of this beautiful orchid look there as well. So we can sort of bring out some of these beautiful purple hues. We've got Daffodil Delight. We've got the rich raspberry. Maybe even, like looking at that, so that's the polished pink, and that's Melon Mambo. I do prefer the polish. I feel that looks really lovely against it. I love seeing the Daffodil Delight there. And we've even got this gorgeous Tahitian blue too. So lots of decisions to make, people. What are we going to do to bring all these colours out in the best way possible? So we could possibly do, I think those four are my vibe. They're giving me the most joy with this colour. So we could even do some like sort of blocking behind with colours. We could even do like a strip section, so then it's like bringing in all of the colors and really bringing that out. But I think the base, if we do the base, the Orchid Oasis, and then we could possibly then use these three as the strips behind. How does that sound? No to the Raz. Jessie and I are in sync. Okay. So I like this one. I like having and this is not a rule, but it's kind of like what I gravitate to. But I like to have a strong card-based colour. I really enjoy, I feel like it grounds the project really well. Now, in case you haven't seen this little trick before, you can fold it to the edge and fold it up against the side here. And then you're just going to push down and across. And this gives you a nice, crisp, beautiful fold. And it's also making sure that everything is exactly where it needs to be. It's perfectly straight on all sides. Thank you, Bruno, for that tip. Then we've got our... so pretty, isn't it? Look, I don't know if it's going to be able to bring out enough because it's not a huge size, is it, what's behind? So I think we're going to have to be happy with, I think maybe just a layer of daffodil. I'd be happy with that. Yeah, I think that's going to be the go. So that will be the Melon Mambo size for all of you that have our templates, which I think is this size. I get to a point where I know the sizes, I think. I'd like to think I do. I'll soon find out. Wrong. Yes, no, that's the one. I really like that. I really wanted to bring in that daffodil because I feel like that it just makes it look happy, and I love it up against the Orchid Oasis. Do you like how I'm getting Orchid Oasis right? In my head, I'm going, Orchid Oasis, Orchid Oasis. Don't say Orchid Opulence. But either of these would look like so hot. Like that would just give it a completely different look, putting it on the Tahitian. And then the other one is the polished pink. So depending what your colours are, like that looks gorgeous. That really does look gorgeous. All of them would look really good. Maybe we should do a vote. Let's vote on which one we want behind. Do we want Tahitian or do we want polished pink? And don't worry, the leftovers will get used. So there's our Tahitian. And it's just a tiny little slither of layer, but this is where layering is just so worth doing because it just has this beautiful way of bringing out colour. And here is our polished pink. So lock in your choice. Are we going for polished pink, Tahitian, or daffodil? They're all gorgeous. I would be happy with any of those. But I think the daffodil seems like the winner for a lot of you. But they are all very cool. I think there's something about the daffodil that just makes it sing, doesn't it? I think because it's maybe what's along the edge there. It's like it's filling out into the outer edge. Denise is loving the pink. Yay! Yes, and the tide. So pretty, isn't it? And it'd be interesting to do this, like the scrappy strips with this and having like the different colour in the background. It would look really amazing doing scrappy strips with this project. If you haven't done scrappy strips, definitely look up Bruno's. Well, I think the daffodil is a clear winner. So we'll stick that down. We've made a decision. Lock it in, Eddie. Only Australians will get that quote. It's our millionaire hot seat host is Eddie. We always say, lock it in, Eddie. And I'm not going to do any dimensionals at this stage. We'll do the sentiment with the dimensional, I think, but we have the right to change our mind. We reserve the right. Okay, and then we'll just do a... Do I have an insert here? Oh, I do. Well done, Kylie Bertucci. I have them all pre-cut into the Poppy Parade size, ready to go, so that I just have to stick it down. It makes it a lot easier when you're doing your cards, just to have you do the insert right away. Have it ready to go. Because, yeah, then you're all completed. Then you have a completed card. Because Bruno was doing some crafting last night, and I tell you what, there's one of his cards that, oh, two of them actually, that were absolutely amazing. But I opened them up and they were nudie. Said, Bruno, flashing at me. Now these are a little bit smaller, so that's okay. If they're a little bit smaller in size, then that's all you do. You just frame it. Don't you love that? It doesn't have to go right to the edge. If you've got a smaller bit, that's fine. Just bring it in a little bit and it will sit there and look like it was always meant to be. And it's nice to decorate the inside. You can even put some designer series paper up the top here if you wanted. Really pretty. So all we've got left to do is our sentiment, and I'm feeling as though the Orchid Oasis will be a nice, with the white emboss, will be a nice addition. I might have a different size here that I can use. That looks like, don't know where all my Orchid Oasis scraps are. There's one here, but it's just as big as this one, so I'll stick with that. Now, in terms of sentiments, I'm thinking of Lisa's ones. There's also this one here, which actually would look really good. It has that sort of feel. That one here, Every Bit of Wonderful. Or even So Proud of You, because that's only small. Even the Lots of Love, Happy Anniversary. This one's a really good one, this one, and you probably haven't seen it. Even Welcome Little One. It's just really great. Even the Congrats, I love that Congrats because it's small, it's bold. Yep, you're on my mind and in my heart. So this is a really, really good one, this one. If you haven't seen this, it's in the annual catalogue, I'm pretty sure. But I'm going to try this one here. Or maybe the So Proud of You. We can check out those two. Look, I've never used it. That's amazing. Let's get some ink on you babies. I'm glad I pulled you guys out. Didn't plan it, but I love these sort of things, how they work out. It's meant to be. So we've got that one and the So Proud of You. Let's test those two. I like this font. I like having a outline. So just peel the backing off and then that can stick. You can add your sticker. We don't add our stickers just because they're very sticky. Pour Stampin' Up, these did not be sticky enough. And then they just became too sticky. It's like Poor things. No, not sticky enough. Nah, we're not using it. It keeps falling off. No, now it's stuck there for life. But totally up to you. And I usually end up sticking it on the backing in the wrong place. That's my other issue. So I've got my little tray here because I'm using my white, so I like to use my tray for the white. And we're going to do, yeah, that would look really good with the daffodil. Well, what we can try and do actually, I'll do a couple of them. I'm glad you said that, Caitlin, because we can actually colour with our blends. Let's give that a go. Should we check that out? It may look naff, but it might work. We'll see. Because I think I've got a bit of a cover up that I can do if it doesn't work out. I'm thinking ideas. So we've done our powder. Now we use our Versamark, which is basically like a glue, but you can use this in the background of like I've done here, background. You could just do a really subtle background and stamp an image over and over, and it's just like slightly a darker colour. And I'm just going to snip this. I'm going to fussy cut this. But we do have some beautiful, should go through my dyes and have a look and see what would fit with this for all of you. Some of you are not keen on fussy cutting and like to use the dyes, which I understand. Now make sure I've got the right powder. Yes, white. Wow. So really giving it a lot of embossing butter first. You can see here there's no flyers. It's just so good. So really hammer it down, because you can wipe it off with a tissue later, but it's just giving it a really crisp, beautiful image there. And make sure that your Versamark is new. I personally feel the same as Lisa. I don't know if she does it with her Versamark, but I feel it's better to just buy a new Versamark than refill it. It's just something, I don't know what happens when you refill, but it just doesn't have the same consistency as when you first buy it. So I just think it's just better just to invest and buy a new one. It's really not that much cheaper anyway. What did Charlotte say? Oh yes, you could. Yep, do the clear powder and then, yep. Love the celebrating you stamp set. I use it frequently. You Are Every Bit of Wonderful is my favourite. I really like this. It's a great set. I think I'm going to be using it quite a lot. And Pam's over in Bali. Oh, have a wonderful time, Pam. Yes, it's a very smart suggestion, Charlotte. Looking good. Okay, so what I wanted to try is using our blends to see if we can do a bit of colouring on here. Now this could completely go pear-shaped. I've never tried this before. So let's just try. I've done 2 of them because then we can give it a good attempt. So very lightly on top because you're trying not to get the base. But if you do get the base, it's going to be okay because we can sponge over the top of it with some of the orchid oasis. So it's very, like you can see there, it's quite fiddly, but I think that, I don't know, what do you all think? I think it's looking pretty good. You just have to use the fine tip end. The other test will be, can I wipe it and does it stay? Because we don't want people getting ink all over them. So that's the other test. We could possibly lacquer it with fine tip glue pen afterwards to keep it in place. It's very cool. What do you think? Oh yes, you could use a spoon too. That's a good idea. With re-inking. Hi Francine. Oh, it's looking good, people. I think it's staying. I think I'm going to bring in some of the pink. Although this is, this is the polished pink. Let's see what this looks like. So you're going to end up, I think with the Wonderful, I'm going to go ahead and colour in the middle as well. So it will actually it will look a little bit darker, but I actually don't mind that look because it's just going to be too difficult to try and stay away from colouring that middle section and get the outside as well. But I think this is a cool little technique. Like, yeah, there's probably some other things that you could do where you colour it with blends. But it does seem like it's staying. I'll just zoom in a little bit so that you can see what I'm doing. 25 years, wow. I think I must grubby my Versamark ink pad too much. I do use it a lot. I said to Bruna the other day, I'm not using Tuxedo anymore, the Tuxedo ink. I'm going to be using Black Emboss because it just looks so hot. So there's parts of it that are sort of missing, but I don't mind that. Like, I like how it's got kind of a little bit of white as well. You can see I did a little bit of a doobie around there, but it's, you know, only you guys would see it. I don't think the card holder would be looking for that. And we can just do, I'll see if there's a die that would fit with this one. I think that's going to look really good. Good call, Caitlin. Smarty Pants. So we've got this one here. I don't think it'll be quite big enough. This is the stitch rectangles, which are a must-have. Just thought I'd try this one here because that would be very cool. But yeah, it's just, oh, it might be right on. I wonder if that will fit, because that would be actually a perfect one. I just don't know where it's finishing on each side. So let's do a little bit of surgery, run it through, and then we'll go put it over the top. That will tell us if it's going to fit. Just going to do a bit of surgery here so that we can run this through our little mini. And yes, I cut down my cardstock so that I can use the mini. I'm willing to do that because it's just so much fun to use the mini. He's so cute. Ooh, yeah, you could possibly heat set them. That's true. Oh, look how close it is. It's just going to cut off that bee. That would have been amazing if that worked. Wouldn't it? Ah, well, close, but no cigar. The other thing you can do is just try and cover it, but you can see what sticks out. That little bee sticks out. Oh, that would have been so good. I really like that one. The next step up probably does fit, no problem. But I don't really want... it's actually not too bad, is it? Because that will take up that much room on the card, that's all. But that's actually a very good option. What we could possibly do is do some trimming. I don't know if any of you have ever done this before. Let me show you. I'll do it on the... Oh, we'll do it on the one that I made. So I'm just cutting that down. It's the only fussy cutting that I'm going to do. And then what you do is just cut it out as usual. But what we're going to do, I'll go as close as I can to the sentiment, like this base bit here. Okay. And this is a good way to get the most out of your dies too. This is a good one to use with the tape, just to keep it in place. Whee! Okay, step one. We can have lots of fun. Now, the next step that we make is we just bring it down a little bit. This is a really fun thing to do with your dies, especially for sentiments. You just bring it down a little bit and line it up. You can sort of feel, particularly with stitched ones, you can feel it sort of grab the stitch. Yeah, that's grabbed it there. And I think that that's going to be a good spot for that. So let's try that. It's just going to cut it down a little bit, but I think it will make a bit of a difference because it's a bit of wonderful. Let's just see here. I don't even mind it like on here, to be honest, but I'll just show you this little technique while we're at it. Could even line it up with what's there. I feel like I'm all thumbs and fingers with this thing. Oh, it's because it's not sticking down. I'm like, why does it keep moving? Oh, and it's because it's not attaching. Because I didn't have it lined up. We'll do it like that. I feel like it's not. Oh yeah. Yep. It's worth spending a bit of time on because I coloured that. I put a lot of effort into that little baby. So I don't want to go ruining it now. Here we go. Hey! Looks really good. I think it's worth it. It's a little bit of mucking around, but I think it's good to have it sitting a little bit closer so it looks like it's like perfectly for that sentiment. Just a little tip anyway. It's a bit of fun when your dies are just slightly too big. Just not quite where I want it to be. Especially when we've got such a beautiful background. Charlotte, I'm holding my breath. Oh, it's so beautiful. Caitlin, I'm so glad you suggested that. And you know what? It feels really good, everyone. There is nothing coming off here. It has definitely come onto it. And there you go. You can use your blends on your white emboss. Just a little handy tip that we discovered today. It's probably been discovered before, but we've discovered it together for some of you. Have any of you ever done? I'm sure some of you have done blending on embossing. Surely this is not anything new. Now, this is the tricky bit. Where do we put the sentiment? I'm vibing down here. But even in the middle there, it's like, it's so, like, I don't want to cover this because that Tahitian is just gorgeous. But that would be really, I probably should have put more Tahitian sort of here because it is very cool in the middle there. So maybe we could do it like just at the beginning of the spiral there. I like that. Jessie, yes, right there. Yeah, who knew? Oh, good. I'm glad it's something new for all of you too because it's new to me. Caitlin, we have Caitlin to thank. Thank you, Caitlin. She suddenly made me think, hang on a second. Can we colour in white embossing? This is how we find things out, people. You found it out here. I was today years old when I found out I could colour white embossing with blends. My whole world has opened right up. So, lower right for Charlotte. I really love it in the middle like that. I feel like it's everything of wonderful. The tie-dye is coming out of their wonderfulness. Yes, I like the way it's cut. It looks really good. It looks like that dye was meant to be there. I'm doing a Kylie Bertucci big call. And I think I'm going to go above. Above and beyond. I've done it, everyone. But it's good because it's on emboss, so it's actually very easy to lift off if you really hate it. It's not difficult to change. So I think that's all I'm going to do. I don't think I want to add any embellishments or anything. You could add some of the beautiful pearlized enamel dots if you wanted to, but I don't think it suits this. I don't think using any dots on here. Maybe some sequins might be a good little addition. Let's have a look. Let's have a look in my sequin stash. I have a lot of embellishment cases here for us to look at and maybe compare a few ideas. But I don't feel like a matte dot would be the way. I'm feeling, if I was to use anything, I feel like sequins. Because it kind of fits with that kind of 90s theme. There's these ones here. These actually Are these, oh yeah, they're adhesive back to sequins. So maybe some of these, they look like fresh freesia. Haven't even used these yet. But we can always take them off, so it's the best way to find out, right? A little bit of bling. I actually don't mind these. I think that these could be the winner, people. The other sequins I was thinking of were these ones, but I don't remember what colours they are. Ooh. There's those. Ooh, there's a bit of gold. It's kind of like bringing in the... They're actually quite cool, these ones. These are like kind of retro and hexagon looking. What are these ones called? The seasonal sequins. They're actually surprisingly quite nice. Do you like me? I'm surprising myself. I think if I was to go for any, I would probably go for some of these gold ones. Just around the sentiment area. Or maybe some of the freesia. They are very pretty. Hello, Bruno Bertucci. How are you?
Good. I just destroyed and saved a card.
Don't you love it when you destroy and save?
Out of here.
They're such opportunists.
Hey, darling.
Yes.
Just so you know,
Yeah.
this is the thick basic white.
Yeah?
And this is the normal basic white.
Did I put it away wrong?
Oh, maybe. But no problem.
Thanks for just outing me live on YouTube. So kind of you. Can't you save these things for private? Something he'd say to me. Can we talk about this privately, please? I went with the gold peeps. And can I just say, I'm already stinking loving it. I'm so excited by these embellishments. There's something really special about adding bling. I don't know what it is. But let's have a look at it with the... Maybe we can do a mashup of both of these sequins. Give them both a chance. Oh, look at that. It actually disappears a bit. So I think we've picked the right one. I think the gold is the way to go. Because I do like them, but it's just... Look, I think it's probably more if you just want this subtle sort of look where it's kind of blingy, but you don't know it's there. It's actually quite nice. It's just a completely different look to the gold. Now I'm like, oh, do I want these ones and not these ones? These are the issues of our life, isn't it? Deciding on what to use. These are the decisions that we have to make that slow us down in our card making. However, it's worth it. It's worth thinking about and pondering on, because that's the joy of card making. That is the card making process. It's working out what we want to use and changing our mind if we want to, because that's our prerogative. And I love that I can just use my take your pick tool and put them back, and no one will ever know that I had the gold out. But either one will look amazing. But I really love how this is just a subtle little addition to this. It's like bling, but like it's not overpowering. It's just kind of there, hiding in the background, part of the spiral. And I really, really like it. So I'm adding it to the actual spiral. So it almost looks like it's part of the spiral. We're going crazy, peeps. We're going wild. How many have we got? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One more. We've got to go Fibonacci. We've got to go 9. Oh my goodness, I love it. I really like it. It's subtle, but it's just... I just love it. I really, really like that. The only thing I'll change is I'm going to bring this over to there. I feel like it needs to be balanced more. No, it needs to be there. I love it. Ah, so good. Yes, please do, Betty. We literally just finished. And I love this sentiment. Probably the only thing I would possibly do, which I could do now, I'll show you how we do card surgery. Actually, I think that might colour over the top. Anyway, we'll see. I'll test it on another piece first. I'll show you what I was going to do. Just feel like this part needs to be darker. But it goes with the background, so maybe it is okay. I think we need to walk away, Renee. Just walk away, Kylie. Stop fiddling with your card. And it's all done. Yeah, it is. It's all done. It's really done, people. But I had a lot of fun. Can you tell? I was in my creative zone. I was zoning out, peeps. It's like, whoa. I'm loving it. Tell me what you think. You happy, everyone? I'm happy. I'm very happy. I think it rocks. I think that any young teenager or adult from the 90s would just be like, oh my goodness, I've just been taken back. Or, oh my goodness, this is so cool. This is so right now. That's how the young ones speak now. It's so like, you're so hip. Oh my goodness, you're so cool. Like, amazing. I like Deborah. Subtle yet beautiful. Yes, those gems really are just a little bit of extra. Why not, right? Everyone's happy? Ah, good. Cindy said her great nephew would love it.
It's so groovy.
Is it groovy?
Yeah.
Well, I don't think the young ones would use groovy. You just sound like an old man now.
No, but the tie-dye,
yeah,
even though it was popular for us in the 90s, it was...
Are you rubbing salt in the wound? Are you checking to see if they're thick or thin?
No, all of the ones that I picked up were thin.
Well, I didn't
mention
restock them.
I wasn't going to mention it.
I didn't go near them.
But, yeah, so while it was popular for us in the 90s, it was probably popular in the 60s or something, when they originally came with it.
Yeah, Kathy likes these sequins better than the gold. The gold look good, but... Betty agrees. Yeah, groovy.
Groovy.
Groovy, baby. Ah, happy mail arrived.
No, it's lovely. Love it.
Yeah, it looks good,
And
doesn't it?
you should see the project that you inspired me to make.
Really?
Yeah.
Created inspiration for Bruno? Wow. Yeah, sure.
Oh, it's not finished yet, though.
We'll forgive you. Oh, thank you, Marsha. Yeah, I'm really happy with it. That was a lot of fun, everyone. Look at that. Yay. So good. Yay. Look at that. Amazing. We did that, people. We just made that card. You like it? Oh, good. And I'd love to see what you make with those other stamps, because they're just gorgeous. All of them would be so cool. I do love that spiral look, though. I think, oh, thanks, Nicole. Jessie, show us. Show us now. But that was a lot of fun. And thank you, Caitlin, for your suggestion in colouring in, or getting the yellow sentiment. I think it looks a whole lot better than doing it on the white. Yes, I think they will turn out completely different. 58's young, Susan. To be in your 50s, it's all relative now. I'm like, before, 50? Oh, now I'm like, 50? So, oh, baby. As you get closer to it, you're like, you're a spring chicken. Oh, it was so lovely to catch up with all of you today, and I hope you enjoyed our live. I hope it's inspired you to create. That's always my goal with our YouTube video, is to get you creating, get you using your products, and how exciting that I got to use some new stamp sets that I haven't used before. I don't think I've used the tie-dye, so that was fun to pull that out. And to be able to use that Celebrating You, and that was just a fluke. I was like, what am I vibing? I was actually going to use the Charming Sentiments from Lisa Curcio, so I highly recommend that one for a go-to sentiment. But this is also a fantastic go-to sentiment as well. I think it fit really well with the theme that we were looking at. Lots of great... I mean, I always want new sentiments and lots of different fonts. You had me at font Stampin' Up. So when they have all the different styles, I can have thank yous. I can have 10 thank yous, but if they're all in different fonts, yeah, I want them all. This one, that would be great done with it. This one would be great done with it. So yeah, just check out a few stamp sets that you have in your stash and just see what it would look like with the Joseph's Coat technique. And hopefully, if some of you haven't given this technique a go, you will. You will give it a try and have some fun. So lovely catching up. I think that's all of our news today. And if you want any of our tutorials or want to join our team, we'd love to help you with anything you'd like creatively. For those of you that are demonstrators out there, we've started our demonstrator training program. Last night I gave a tip on how to ensure that your Instagram video, when you're front facing, isn't backwards. You know how you go on Instagram and all the writing's backwards? Yep, I've taught everyone how to change that, how to fix it. So if you're not part of our training program, we jump in and give hot tips, ideas, help you with your social media. Just lots and lots of handy ideas and really quick snippets of things that you can do to take your business to the next level. So if you're not part of our demonstrator training program, it has started, but that's okay because we've had my talk and Patty Bennett's talk. So there's still an opportunity to catch up and come over and have a look on the group. So yes, please give me a thumbs up. Thank you, Charlotte. Now, if only I could find my heat gun. Don't you hate that? Off to the toaster for you, Nicole. Just don't drop it in. My neighbour one time dropped in her embossing. That's how I found out she was a crafter. Had no idea, lived next door. Her toaster was on fire at the front of the house. And I'm like, what were you doing? She's like, how do I explain? It's like this thing called embossing. I'm like, are you kidding me? I have a room full of craft. I know what you're talking about. So Betty, I did email you. So yes, check your email, but we can definitely help you out. You're definitely in the program, so I have no idea why you're not able to log in. You might have to request a new password. That's always the best thing. If you can't get in, new password please, and that will tell you if that email is registered and if it's all okay. If not, we can definitely help you. Where is the toaster? Hi Margaret, you'll have to rewind. We're just leaving. We're just going. So have a wonderful, wonderful day. It's really quite a rainy and overcast day, so it's a perfect day for crafting here in Melbourne. But hopefully some of you get to do some crafting as well. If it's a lovely day though, go enjoy it. Go make the most of it and do some nighttime crafting. Oh, I'm glad you enjoyed the retreat, Betty. We had a really nice time doing the online stamping retreat. It was great. We've got the best of both worlds. If you're a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator who wants to build a business, we've got the business building side of things. And if you like the creativity side of things, then we have our online stamping retreats. We have our tutorial bundles. So everything is set up in a way to support whatever it is that you need, because we want to be able to give you some love, give you some support. I know that's exactly what I wanted when I first started. I'm like, how do I do this? From both sides. I had a lot of questions creatively and a lot of questions from a business point of view. So, and those that join our team get that business training for free. So that's something that we give to our team so that they can have the support they need to make this a business if they want to. So lots of options for you. And Margaret asked, are the card templates a die set? I'm looking in the catalogue but cannot find. So Margaret, great question. Our card templates are actually something I created because I hate maths. I'm really bad at math and I can never get the measurements right. So I actually created it because I needed it as like a tutorial translator for me, because we all use different measurements in different countries. So that's where they were born. And so it's just a PDF tutorial, $5 Australian, which is about 50 cents US. No, it's about, I don't know, $2 or something. And it's a PDF and it has all of the measurements for you in the country that you live. So when I use the measurements, I can just say, it's the Poppy Parade size. And it made me so happy last night. I came in to watch Bruno craft and he's like, I'm not sure if I'm going to use the Coastal Cabana layer. And he had like a Daffodil Delight layer and he was like using it to line up and have a look and see what it looked like. And I was like, he's using my card templates. It just made me so happy because he really, really was like, no, I'm not using them. And no, you can't restrain me to just those measurements. But they're perfect. They're just what we need. We haven't even had to add any layers lately. So definitely go and check them out. If you're on Facebook, I will pop up the link later. But yeah, just message me if you want the card templates. Like, just send me a Facebook message and go, I need the card template link for the tutorial. And it's a PDF. You can choose to cut them up. I like them cut up because then I can visualize. I'm a visual person. But you can leave it on the PDF form if you wanted to. So yeah. So I hope that helps. Big hugs to you all. Hope you have a wonderful day. And hope you get some crafting done. And hopefully our little Bella is okay. We'll keep you updated. Have a look on our Insta. Go to the Instagram. I'm going to be doing more stories over there. I've been working on some things. I'm like, no, I need to do some more stories on Instagram so that I can show you my cooking and all sorts of other things. So definitely check out the stories because they only last 24 hours over there. Hugs. Hugs and big thinking of all of you because it's just a crazy time. So keep crafting, keep sending all of your projects all around the world because we all need it. Yeah. Bye everyone. See you soon. Love you lots. Keep well. Please share. Bye. Cooking. Bye. See you soon, everyone.